hey, is it even possible to buy new construction and get into a new build up here in Reno? Are the builders really throwing their weight around like people are talking about? Stick around. All right, hey guys, thank you for coming back by the channel. This is Logan, Williamson here, representing Williamson Professional Real Estate Sales. As you know, this channel is dedicated to all things Reno, Sparks, Carson City, Lake Tahoe related, and certainly and especially focused on what is happening up here in the local real estate markets. Now, if you haven't already done so, if you would consider subscribing to this channel, I'd love to have you stick around for more. Please smash the like button. Like button helps us reach more people. Click the notification bell so you're notified every time I come out with new videos. And overall, hey, if you want to be a part of the tribe, part of the vibe, just make sure that you get on the channel more regularly because I come out with content all about the Reno, Sparks, Lake Tahoe, Carson City real estate market. Woo! Now in this video, we're going to discuss a number of different things here, but really I want to talk to you guys about builders. I'm getting people reaching out from all over the world that are interested in getting into new construction up here in Reno, Sparks. And I'll tell you, while it's possible, you're certainly going to want to implement a few key strategies, and you're going to want to know what you're getting yourself into, because the days of just saying, hey, I want a brand new house, coming in, signing on the dotted line the same afternoon, that's just not the type of market that we're currently in. So I want to explain this process to you guys, and I want to show you how to get leverage if you are considering new construction. Now, first things first, if you guys have any questions about the real estate market up here, I want to chat with you. My contact information is going to be all in this video, and below. Make sure you reach out to me, smoke signal, carrier pigeon, preferably call, text, or email. I will respond to you and look forward to hearing from you soon. We've got a lot to cover, so let's dive right in. Okay, now as you can see, I am down here at another beautiful location right here, a little bit due west of downtown Reno on the beautiful Truckee River. As you can see, the river's a little bit low this year. Towards the end of summer, they stopped letting a lot of water into the Truckee River from Lake Tahoe up in Tahoe City for a number of different reasons. Numerous fires this year and whatnot, but nonetheless, beautiful place. Now, I'm going to shoot from the hip a little bit here because I'm having so many frequent conversations in related to new construction and related to builders and related to people that are looking to sell a home and buy new construction, what the timelines are, what the financial obligation is to get into new construction, and I want to set the record straight. I guess the long story short is it possible to get into a new build here in Reno? Literally, is it even possible right now based on the current demand? The short answer is yes. Now, is it guaranteed you're going to have an opportunity? No, there is not a guarantee, and I'll explain why. Essentially, in order to buy new construction, and we're going to use an example of a Toll Brothers home for the purposes of this video. Whether you're looking at Lennar, D. Laurento, D.R. Horton, D. Laurento has a really nice community called Reno over on the southeast side of town. But in general, I think Toll Brothers delivers a very nice product, as do most of the builders in town. But I'm going to discuss the current Toll Brothers process with you because things have changed since I came out with my last video. Now, in the event that you want to buy new construction and you have identified a community that you want to live in, the first step, the first piece of the puzzle is to get on the preferred buyer's waiting list. In order to do so, if considering paying cash, you are going to have to come in and you are going to essentially have to provide proof of funds to get put on the preferred buyer's list. If you're not going to be paying cash and you're going to be leveraging financing, at that point you will be either required to go with an in-house pre-qualification with their in-house lender. For Toll Brothers, currently that is TBI Mortgage. And once you are pre-qualified or pre-approved, either with their in-house lender or with an outside lender, at that point you can be added to the preferred buyer's list. Now, once you are on that preferred buyer's list, you may be one of 5 people, very unlikely. Depending on the community, you're going to be one of over 100 different people that are on that preferred buyer's list. Now, 2 different things can happen once you are on that preferred buyer's list. One is you may have the opportunity to raise your hand in the event that a new build, new construction project falls out of contract, meaning a buyer defaults, the underwriter cannot actually fund the loan, they decide that they're no longer going to move, you name it. If for any reason a house falls out of contract, Toll Brothers or any other builder will reach out to that preferred buyer's list and they will say, who is interested in this pre-specified property? Now, if you have the opportunity to purchase something that falls out of contract, that generally means that you will no longer be able to pick the model, the lot, the structural upgrades, and/or the design upgrades inside of the home. It is a pre-specified home. Now, for a lot of people, the whole or half the fun of new construction is being able to specify your own house. It's part of the beauty of the whole process. But you do have to keep in mind, that you may have the opportunity, once on that preferred buyer's list, to purchase a property that has fallen out of contract, that is pre-specified, that comes available. And if that is the case, you'll have the opportunity on a first come, first served basis to say, yes, I'm interested, and to go put your down payment into what is essentially escrow with their in-house team. And that's something that we'll discuss here as well. Now, the second possibility, and what's most likely going to be the case for a lot of you folks that are interested in new construction, is you want to specify your own project. That some people think that's the whole point. So what that looks like is, as mentioned, once you provided proof of funds or you are formally pre-qualified for a mortgage with their in-house team or with a third-party lender, at that point, being a part of that third-party list, let's say in a particular Toll Brothers community, they are releasing 2 lots per quarter. Now, they're typically selling over quota, but let's just say, generally speaking, based on what I'm told in the sales offices, they're releasing 2 lots per quarter per community. Let's say you're interested in, for instance, the Cliffs at Somerset. Let's say you're interested in Regency or Carmela Ranch over on the southeast side of town. Edgeworth or Carmela Ranch. At that point, once a lot becomes available, they're going to reach out to that preferred buyer's list. Let's say there are 140 people on that list. At that point, they're going to say, who's interested in lot number, let's call it 119 and 134. If you say, yes, I'm interested, you raise your hand. Let's say 36 different people raise their hand. At that point, they are going to draw 2 numbers out of a hat. They're going to reach out to those 2 different parties, and they're going to say, hey, do you want to come put your deposit down to move forward? If they say no, they'll move on, draw another number out of the hat. Now, if somebody says yes, and let's say you are the one with an opportunity and you do say yes, you'd like to move forward. At that point, this is the process with Toll Brothers. It's similar with other builders around town, but again, we're using this as an example. You'll be required to put $5,000 down, and that will hold your lot for 1 week for a 7-day period. Over the course of that 7-day period, if financing has not been solidified, if there's any documentation that is needed for the formal pre-approval, they'll be gathering that. You'll be thinking about whether or not you truly want to move forward with the contract or not, but you will put down $5,000 for a 7-day hold. After those 7 days, if you want to move forward and you want to give them the green light to move forward with your contract, essentially, you'll be required to do a number of different things. One is, for your entire down payment, it will be inclusive of that $5,000 that you put down, but you are going to be required holistically to put down 5% of the base price of the model that you have looked at and then selected, 5% of whatever lot premium comes with the lot that you've chosen. Sometimes that's 0, sometimes that's up to $160,000, depending on the community. And also, in addition to that, now Toll is requiring 20% of your structural upgrade package up front. And the reason they're doing that is to make sure that they're not grossly missing delivery dates on the back end of the contract by prolonging the structural upgrades to be selected. So that happens almost immediately up front. Now, once you've put down your $5,000 to hold the lot, which will basically be wrapped into 5% of your down payment, or 5%, of base pricing, 5% of your lot premium, and 20% of your structural upgrades, at that point you move forward with the contract. Now, throughout the course of that contract, usually about 2 months to 3 months into the contract, you'll meet with the design center, you'll pick your design package, and at that point you will be required to put 20% down of the design package, with the rest of the money to be funded at close of escrow. Some things that you have to consider. If you're coming up here and you are going to be looking at new construction contingent on the sale of another property in another market, you are in a very, very tough position. And the reason for that is new build contracts can be risky. The builders do happen to be throwing a little bit of their weight around. They are the ones with the leverage. They are the ones with the advantage right now based on the incredibly high demand that they have inside of this marketplace with such incredibly low inventory. Once you put down your entire down payment, meaning after your 7-day hold, and once you decide to move forward with your contract, that down payment is going to be at risk, meaning that if you put all of that money down up front, and for any reason, let's say your home does not sell in another market, let's say something catastrophic happens and you cannot move to the area, let's just say that you don't want to move to the area anymore, you will be at risk of losing the entirety of your down payment, which is significant. You can be talking about well over $100,000, and in some cases it's a lot more, some cases it's a little bit less, but this is a lot of money that will be at risk if for any reason you cannot move forward. Therefore, the best way, in my humble opinion, to purchase new construction is to come in with either cash in hand, if at all possible, a rock solid letter of pre-qualification, almost a pre-approval, which has been, communicated about directly with the underwriter, and or the ability to have absolutely no urgency. Woo! Now, a lot of these builders are quoting 10 to 14 months. Sometimes they're exceeding the expectations. Sometimes they're completely missing the mark with delivery dates. That's something that you have to keep in mind if you're trying to plan for moving accommodations and whatnot. You can't be dead set on a delivery date. You will not get a definitive delivery date to have keys in hand until you have a cabinet installation date, which is one of the last things that happens inside of a new build. Once you have a cabinet installation date by the general contractor, we will have a delivery date for you. Now, in closing, what I want to tell you guys is if you are going to go at the process of buying new construction, don't go at it alone. My services as a buyer's agent to you, as a third-party, non-biased agent, not directly contracted with Toll Brothers or any of the builders, is that it is my job to help you navigate the contract, to help you hold your builder accountable to delivery dates, to make sure through progress photos and whatnot that you are actually having your expectations met and that Toll is holding themselves accountable. Now, my services are free to you, but the stipulation is that when you go and you introduce yourself to any of the sales offices, tour any of the communities, take a look at these places, you do have to register yourself as working actively with the real estate agent. Now, if you would like to register me as your agent, I'd be happy to work with you. I currently have a slew of active contracts where I'm being helpful to my buyers or to my sellers.
What? Wait a minute.
To my buyers who are under contract, but I'd love the opportunity to work with you. You know, a lot of these builders have over 100-page contracts. I don't want to use the verbiage that these contracts are bulletproof, but there's a lot to go through and there's a lot to cover. So on the front end of your contract, what I would recommend, make sure you register with an agent. Make sure that you have somebody who is non-biased, who's in your corner, who's going to help you out. I will tell you that Toll Brothers or a lot of these builders will not formally open an escrow until 60 days before closing, which means that conveniently that money just sits inside of an account, not inside of a formal escrow account, until you get towards the end of your build phase, which means that there's just a lot at risk working with any builder. Now, if you have any questions related to this, I'd love to help you out. It's one of those things, no pressure, no hassle, no obligation, but I'd love the opportunity to work with you. Like I said, I have a ton of experience with new builds, with contractors, and with all of the sales offices in town. So drop me a line, let me know. We can go through the process and I can answer any questions you have. The most important thing is that you register as working with an agent at the time that you engage with the builder, disclose name, phone number, and email address, and then you'll be able to move forward with that agent as a part of the file once you progress. Hey, thank you for checking out the video. I hope that was helpful. Hey, if you've got any questions, Toll Brothers, D. Laurento, DR Horton, Lennar, any of the private builders, any questions that are related to that, my contact information is going to be all over this video and below. Make sure you reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. If you have any questions about what it's like to live, eat, work, sleep, or play up here in the Reno, Sparks, Carson City, Lake Tahoe market, I'm here to help. This channel is dedicated to helping you buy or sell real estate up here in this area. So if you're looking to relocate up here, if you're looking to relocate anywhere inside of the Reno, Sparks, Carson City, Lake Tahoe area, certainly inside the Reno Basin, I want to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe, like the video. Make sure you stick around and watch the additional content that's on this channel, because if you haven't already done so, it's going to be exactly what you need to see next. Stick around. Look forward to chatting with you soon.